Well, college move-in week this week in Colorado. First at CU, now at CSU, but students moving their stuff in didn't expect to run into a bear on campus. I mean, it's Colorado, but you never expect to run into a bear on campus. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Phil Lippoff.
And I'm Kim Christensen. The bear caused some chaos on what was already a busy day. It's always busy for families. 9 News Northern Colorado reporter Amanda Gilbert takes us to Colorado State, where there's already been a lot to talk about even before class starts.
On move-in day, 3,200 students and more tried to get settled on Colorado State University's campus. The one uninvited visitor led to a ramp up in security.
I just started seeing more and more police officers, and I'm like, okay, is there like a stranger on campus? Is there like a guy?
There was a stranger on campus, and she was right outside of Eddy Hall, where graduate student Joseph Hildebrandt was doing some training.
And then everyone got the text at the same time, where it's just like, hey, there's a bear outside. And once again, like the guy from Texas, I'm like, I really want to see a bear.
Colorado Parks and Wildlife tranquilized the approximately 2-year-old bear, but she seemed to have some back-to-school adrenaline, so she wandered the courtyard a bit before laying down.
I think the whole crowd just like died of wholesome energy when it started getting down and settled and started sleeping on its belly.
CPW is relocating the bear somewhere that's not right by dorm rooms and classrooms.
You only ever see that type of thing in zoos where I'm from.
The animal woke up once she was in her relocation cage. CPW says this is a good sign she's okay, even though she will not be a CSU Ram.
Yeah, he wants to attend CSU also.
The wannabe classmate gave new students an exciting welcome to Fort Collins.
Like, we're really near the nature and stuff, which I love a lot.
And it gave them a lot to talk about even before class starts next week.
I didn't expect to see a bear at all.
In Fort Collins.
Pretty epic.
Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.
Epic. Of course, Colorado's lack of snowpack, wildfires, and drought all causing bears to move into places they normally wouldn't. That's according to Colorado Parks and Wildlife. CPW says they've gotten more than 6,000 reports of bear sightings so far this year. That's nearly twice as many as the same time in the same period last year. They say this year is on pace to have the highest number of bear reports since CPW started tracking them in 2019.
Oh,
that bear waking up was like a college student when the alarm goes off.
At 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Take a live look outside. We're keeping a pretty close eye on some storms. Senior Weather Impact Team Meteorologist Chris Bianchi is here with a look at your forecast. And Chris, before you get into that, I was just thinking that these bears don't have meteorologists like we do to explain to us why this is happening.
Yeah.
And so they just go looking for the food and water.
They're hungry and they're not finding it, you know? That's
right.
it.
No, we'd be very useful, no doubt about that, for those.
In the bear world.
R.
R. Exactly. Phil, I know you greatly enjoy my sense of humor, so you think I'm hilarious. Some shower storms here across the northeastern corner of the state. Looking very ominous here in Holyoke, and it does look like we could be dealing with some stronger storms later on this evening. Lookout Mountain, just a few fair weather clouds. Not much doing in the Denver area right now. Probably a bit more bark than bite. Looks fairly ominous, but not much really doing at the moment. We just don't have enough instability at the surface to really generate much more than just a few moody looking clouds. That will change. Got some more energy off to our north in southern Wyoming that will push in later on this evening. A few sprinkles in the northeastern corner of the state, but in Denver, again, things pretty quiet at the moment. So will that change? The answer is yes, with some shower storms that'll push into northern Colorado around 6 or 7 o'clock, and then after dark, we'll hold on to that chance for a few more of those showers and storms. Best chance for a shower storm, northeast Colorado, and that is also where we have a severe weather risk for today as well. A level 2 severe weather risk for the northeastern corner of the state in yellow. And there is a chance for some gusty winds in Denver over the next few hours as well. But in Denver, we most likely stay dry today. That might change tomorrow, and especially for this weekend. I'm going to have details on all that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Chris. We're months away from the first Sundance Film Festival in Boulder, and already it's nearly impossible to find some place to stay.
Because of that, Airbnb now says it has a solution it hopes Coloradans will consider. After hotels in Boulder booked up, and you know they did quickly, Airbnb says searches for rentals nearby have soared. So they're offering a cash incentive for people who turn their homes into a short-term rental. It's a one-time $200 bonus for new hosts who list their homes in late January. Boulder has loosened restrictions on rentals, but property owners still have to pay about $200 for a license. So Airbnb hopes taking care of that cost will convince some people to jump into the short-term rental game.
There's going to be plenty of demand. We're seeing that in the search data already. The more listings on the market, the more competitive pricing is, and that makes Sundance even more accessible.
This is just the second time Airbnb has offered this kind of incentive following the World Cup earlier this year. Makes sense. And this comes as Sundance is making a big announcement that we were first to report here on 9 News.
CU Boulder will be Sundance's official university partner. They will offer exclusive events for students throughout the school year, free on-campus film screenings, and a discounted ticket program for students. There will also be an internship opportunities and the opportunity for student journalists to cover the festival. I mean, seriously, get that on your resume. 3 campus buildings will hold Sundance screenings. CU says they'll be making upgrades to those venues that will cost several $1 million, but they say the work is long overdue. Chancellor Justin Schwartz says all of this is great for CU and it's good for Sundance.
They're getting access to one of the most incredible student bodies in the world. They're getting access to collaborate with our faculty. They're getting access to Mackey and Munzinger and Roe Green and these amazing venues. Utah, I mean, I love Utah. They had no venue that could even begin to rival Mackey. Like they just had nothing that size, nothing that elegant, nothing that historic. So they're getting Colorado.
Mackey is pretty cool, and I'm glad there's a buffalo near him.
Oh, I couldn't tell what that
I
was.
couldn't tell. 9 News was in Park City for Sundance last year, and we will continue to bring you coverage as it moves closer to Boulder. Of course, that coverage includes the 10-day festival when it makes its debut in our state starting January 21st of next year.